my God, they've made a mistake at the back. Mayenda, 1-on-1 with the keeper. Surely, Mayenda. Yes, come on, get in. Elijah Mayenda. Who wanted to drop him? Who wanted to drop him? I didn't, not for 1 second. Get in. Elijah Mayenda beats the keeper. Get in, son. Get in. I'm so glad it happened for him. So glad.
What a lovely start. What a lovely start to 2025 that was. Hi guys, welcome to another video. Welcome to the Sunderland vs Sheffield United match review. Now that clip at the beginning of the video, that was just a snippet of the live stream that went on last night, and it was absolutely brilliant. We had a good laugh, good bit of banter. There was a lot of moaning, complaining, celebrating, the lot. It was all wrapped up in a bow. That was 3 points for Sunderland. But yeah, so in the future, if you guys do want to get involved in the streams, just keep an eye out. I'm going to try and do a lot more. You might have noticed a little bit of difference to the layout. I thought I'd change a few things. The microphone as well is up here. I'm hoping that this has helped. I've just, slightly off topic, and I know none of you really care, but I've invested in the setup a little bit, and I've bought a microphone arm that has the microphone a little bit closer to me, and I think just aesthetically, of course you can't see it, it looks a lot cooler, it looks a lot more professional, and I've tweaked the microphone settings a little bit to hopefully improve the quality of the videos as well. But yeah, so last night, Sunderland did win by 2-1 against Sheffield United. Of course, it was a massive ask for us to get a result there, to get all 3 points anyway, and we did, and of course, it wasn't an easy game whatsoever, particularly in that second half. It was an incredibly difficult, nail-biting watch, but one thing I will give the lads is they put in one hell of an effort. They battled like warriors, and like I said, the second half of that stream, it was a nightmare. I was just bawling with sweat, screaming and shouting constantly, but the lads saw it over the line, and they've done an absolute job on them, Again, I'm not going to go too in-depth with the review because I did do the live stream last night, but I will just give you my views in parts of the game anyway. So as you can see on screen, that was the starting 11, and Mayenda, let's just say it straight away. You've seen it from the clip in the video. I am so happy for that lad. When that lad was bearing down on goal to put us in the lead against Sheffield United, bearing in mind we've just missed a penalty, bear in mind that in recent times he had that one-on-one chance against Blackburn and he just ran straight into the keeper, had his head down, totally messed that up. Then the next game, of course, against Stoke, he missed that free header from 4 or 5 yards. It would have been easier to score a goal and he's missed. The pressure on that young lad's shoulders, and I know I always say I don't want to give age as an excuse for poor performances and what have you, but regardless, the pressure on that 19-year-old shoulders, or 18, 19, whatever he is now, he's only a kid. The pressure on his shoulders when he's bearing down on goal against Sheffield United, one of the teams you'd expect to be there or thereabouts, with 42,000 in the ground, for him to put it in the back of the net, I could not be happier for the lad. I could not be happier. Absolutely buzzing for him. I really am. Still am. But yeah, of course, firstly, the penalty incident, I think it was a penalty. I know I've seen a few different viewpoints on that. But Luke O'Nien is give the ref something to think about. Ball's been put in the box. I think it was Robinson that got the first touch on it. It's fell to Moore, so Kiefer Moore, who was a bit of a nightmare throughout. Then it fell to Moore. He's tried to swipe at the ball, but just before he could make contact, Luke O'Nien just yanked him down. And every time the ball got put in the box, this is one of my concerns, and we've said it a lot this season with set pieces in general anyway. But every corner, every set piece, we never really seem to meet the first contact. They'd either win it or it would just sit perfectly and it'd hit the ground and then it'd end up being pinball in the box. Every single time, it was just never really cleared away. There was always pinball before we managed to just about do it. So I wanted us to be a bit more aggressive in that sense, and we weren't. And on another day, they could have scored a handful if the ball just fell in the right place for him. So. But, of course, we had to defend it, and which in the end we did. But it was just every time they got a set piece, be it a corner or a free kick, I was shit himself because I knew what was going to come. We weren't going to meet the first ball. It was going to end up being pinball, and that's obviously what brings the nail-biting moments. But, of course, after the penalty, it was a good save from Patterson with his legs. Of course, we've gone straight up the other end, and Mayenda scored. The own goal from Luke O'Nien, he had a bit of a nightmare. I've seen a lot of people in streams saying, he needs to be hooked, he needs to be this, he needs to be that. But 9 times out of 10, he does give you an 8 or 9 or 10 out of 10 performance. And as soon as Luke O'Nien does have a bad performance, the amount of people, the sheer amount of people that jump on his back and say, I told you he was a liability. It's phenomenal. It's as if people are just waiting for that moment for him to make a mistake. And I know he can be a bit unorthodox and he can be a bit of a liability at times. But like I said, 9 times out of 10, he gives you a good performance. And he gives you that ability when you've got Mecalpine and 09 at the back to bring it out from the back. And it has that ability on the ball to ping diagonal balls. And he has that technical ability that maybe a Mecalpine or a Dan Ballard don't quite have. Like I've said in the past, Ballard and Mecalpine, I think overall are better defenders than Luke O'Nien. But I think on the ball, O'Nien is superior and it plays into our system perfectly well. So I'm not going to jump the gun and say that he needs to be shot straight away. I think that's a bit much. Get behind the lad like we would anyone else. But yes, but they did, of course, equalise with that Luke O'Nien own goal. It just fizzed across goal at pace, and you're thinking, why are you even going with it with your head? He has no real man around, but it is going at pace, and he just wants to get something on the ball. You can see that he's just desperate to get something on the ball. He's only facing his own goal. The ball is only going to go in one place, and it's the back of the net, and it's 1-1. But my God, this second goal from us, from Isidor, it really was. I've seen so many people say it. It really is Thierry Henry-esque. When Mayenda on the break, he gets it, he pings it into Isidor, and his first touch to get it away from his man, it's not just battering it in front of him like we see him doing in the past when he just batters it in front of him and tries to rely on his pace. He's put just enough on the ball, inch perfect amount on the ball to take it past his man so he can't, even with an outstretched leg, it's just too much for him so he can bend his run round him and then just buries it in the far corner to make it 2-1. But then second half, I will say they changed it up a little bit. Davies sat a bit deeper. They went to a 3 at the back. And I will say, of course, we did play a 4-4-2, which I'm really happy about. But equally, I think it only really works against teams that do play like Sheffield United. I know a lot of people getting excited, as I am. The outlet we had, because they had 3 at the back, really, and a sitter. When we do break forward, and you've got Mayenda and Isidor against 3, it's really exciting to see that pace and the space that are in between the defenders for us to get at them. It was fantastic. It was a great option to have. But when you go against a normal team that we play against, where I've like maybe 4 at the back, it's a lot different and it can still be a bit isolated. So I don't want to get too carried away with the 4-4-2. It was great against a team like that. But I think 9 times out of 10 that doesn't work. But yeah, in that second half, Davies sat a bit deeper and he controlled the play. And I was saying it constantly on the stream. He really was controlling the play. And at times he was allowed to walk through the midfield. I give a lot of credit to Dan Neil. Joe did battle and had a few moments, but there were also a few times where I just want him to get involved a bit more. He did become a bit anonymous at times, Joe, but equally I will say, of course, they battled away and they fought, but Davies was pinging balls left and right and he was controlling it, and I really just wanted us to get a stamp on the play. And when we have that 2 in midfield rather than the 3, you can just see we did start to get overrun a little bit. All we need to put, again, equally against this side, all we needed to ping the ball forward to Isidor and Mayenda, and we're through. And there were several times where we did just pump it forward, and Aouchiche should bring it down. By the way, I'll get onto that in a minute, but Aouchiche did have a very good game, I think. Bit wasteful at times, but he's still very, very threatening, and it makes it a nightmare for us now in January, because is this just putting him in the shop window? And I still think there's probably a good chance that we will say goodbye to Adil Aouchiche. But I think he's done so well to get his head down, knuckle down, and he's offering something on that left wing. I said I'll go to it later on, but I may as well touch it now. But yeah, Adil Aouchiche, it's a difficult one because I think a few months ago, you'd think, right, okay, he's going to go, be it on loan, or we're going to sell him. He's not getting in the side. He's sitting in the reserves. He's sitting with the youth team. But he's actually shown incredible attitude and he's really cracked on and cracked down. And he's looking a threat. He might not be as quick as Watson or Mundle, but his technical ability, the way he brings the ball down, he's just as good as them. And creatively, he's trying to really force things to happen. And his crosses in the box are actually a lot better than anyone else's, really, in my opinion. I know they didn't quite meet at times, but you can see what he's trying to do, and they're very threatening. It's just, and we just need the better runners, basically, to meet his crosses. But yeah, that is a headache. But is he going to be of the mindset like, okay, when Mundle and Watson come back, I'm not going to see any first team football again, so I may as well go out now whilst I'm playing okay and I'm getting some game time, or will he stick around and try and fight for his place? I think Regis typically trusts Mundle and Watson more than Aouchiche, but again, that remains to be seen. But yeah, so the remainder of the second half, it was largely all Sheffield United. We did make a few counter-attacks, but they were just pumping ball after ball after ball in the box, and we were just fighting for our lives. We really were, a couple of really close moments, but we fought for our lives. We ended up bringing Hjelde on. We went to a 5 at the back, sitting back, and we did welcome a bit of pressure, but they didn't look like they were going to score. They didn't look like they were going to score at all, purely because of how well we're defending, how many bodies we got behind the ball, and we did a job on him. So fair play to the lads. 2-1 against a side that, again, I think they're going to be there or thereabouts. And I know I've seen Chris Wilder moan about the amount of players who went missing, players injured. We've literally got 9-10 players injured at the minute, and a good 4 or 5 of them could easily start getting the starting 11. So we can both play that excuse. Do you know what I mean? I think we just played the better tactics systems on the day, and we played the better roles, and that was it. But yeah, absolutely buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing with that 2-1 win, and what a way to start the year. And of course, we'll be playing this weekend as well. We just need to keep running with it. I think it's Pompey, isn't it, this weekend? We just need to keep rolling with this, keep building on the momentum, because I think after the recent weeks when we've been going behind, either we've lost or we're going behind, and then finding a way forward, which is of course great for momentum anyway and great for morale. What's big with this one is that because we've gone into this game after that loss and that defeat against Stoke, to go against a team like Sheffield United and put in that kind of performance, to score the quality of goals we did score, and then see them out with the warrior and the battling ability, that the morale in itself, not just the 3 points and how the table looks, the morale of the lads will be through the roof after that. So I can't wait to I just want to get straight to the next game, honestly. I want to get, because I was excited. I was excited again. But either way, that'll be it, guys. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of the game. Are you happy? Hit the like button for me. That would be massively appreciated. And subscribe if you are new. But for now, take care. Stay jammy. How are the lads?